Hey guys, if you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm back and it's Friday, July 19th, and it is 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time for those of you that are on medication. And if you're not on medication, perhaps you should be. Now, I was waiting until later in the evening to post because it was so hot out, and I thought by the time it cooled off here, I could, open the window and not have to run the air conditioner. Well, no can do because it's not cooling down this evening. We are in the middle of a heat wave. So the air conditioner is on. It is the new air conditioner, so hopefully you're not hearing it. And if you are, hopefully it's very minimal. I did test it and I couldn't notice much of a difference, so hopefully you guys won't either. But let me know either way. If it bothers you, let me know and I will try to figure something else out. I do want you to be able to hear it and for it to be clear. So Q has not posted tonight, but we are going to jump right into Q-related news. I hope you're all doing wonderfully this evening. I did want to mention as well that I do have a post office box for those of you that have been asking me to set up one. I do have that and it's in the description below. I mentioned it yesterday, but in case some of you that were asking did not see the video from yesterday, then I thought I would mention it again today. And as always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers and to you that buy me the odd coffee. It does help since the channel is demonetized for reasons that I'm sure you can understand. All right, well, let's jump into it here. Also, I wanted to just let you know that I did get my curtains put back up. The cats had a heyday last night and knocked the curtains down, and I did get them put back up, and I didn't notice any little claw picks in them, so I'm thankful for that. And they are fed and happy and sleeping right now, so let's just hope that continues. All right, let's get into the news. And this is from yesterday. Let me pull this up here. And we have this. Hacked emails. Hillary campaign monitored news about Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. Wonder why they would want to do that. Well, let's see. New York. Hacked emails previously published by WikiLeaks show members of Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign staff routinely monitored the news media for associations between Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. A separate cache of emails showed Democratic National Committee staff internally circulating stories and social media postings tying Epstein to Clinton. Emails captured during the hack of the Gmail account of John Podesta, chair of Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, show campaign staff forwarding news articles associating Epstein with Bill Clinton. Yeah, wonder why they were so interested in that. One email sent to Podesta from Bill Clinton's chief of staff, Tina Flournoy, contained a January 2015 BuzzFeed article titled "Plenty of Innuendo but No Hard Evidence of New Clinton Sex Scandal." The subtitle was "Much Discussed Documents in Jeffrey Epstein Affair Don't Live Up to the Hype." Good, Flournoy replied. A February 5th, 2015 email to campaign staff titled "HRC Clips" singled out a column published in the Small Times I should know that because I lived very close to New Orleans. Picayune, that's it. The Times-Picayune newspaper, a local New Orleans limited publication, the piece tied Clinton to Epstein, relating, let's scroll down here a bit. There's a story going around the tabloids and the trashier parts of the mainstream media that could spell trouble for the presumed Democratic frontrunner in 2016. It concerns a certain, as he would be listed on Louisiana ballots, William Bill Clinton. The story involves Clinton palling around with the very shady and very rich Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, a convicted pedophile who would later donate somewhere between $1 million and $5 million to the Clinton Presidential Library, reportedly reportedly flew with Clinton and a couple of babes to visit the Sultan of Brunei back in 2002. News clips about Epstein and Bill Clinton from numerous other days were also circulated among campaign staff, the emails show. One email titled 2016 GOP Hit on HRC was widely circulated among Clinton's campaign staff and DNC officials. The missive contained the text of a Fox News article titled Flight Logs Show Bill Clinton Flew on Sex Offender's Jet Much More Than Previously Known, 26 times that we're aware of from the flight logs. And there may have been more. He could have arrived there by boat. He could have arrived there by other means. Wow, that is one loud airplane out there. I'm underneath a flight path. So when the base is active, the military base, then I get the planes flying overhead. So something must be up. Anyway. One email titled, okay, we've read that. Numerous emails from various campaign and DNC staff forwarded tweets from high-profile Republicans promoting the Fox News article, including tweets on the Epstein and Clinton story set out by Trump spokesperson Sean Spicer and Republican National Committee staffer and future White House spokesperson Raj Shah. Bill Clinton has long maintained an association with Epstein. Last week, the former president's office issued a statement claiming that he knows nothing about Epstein's alleged crimes involving sex trafficking and minors. That's not going to fly, Bill Clinton. It's not going to fly. Not this time. In statements, the statement in question, tweeted by Clinton's press secretary, Angel Urena, says President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. What are the odds of that? 0. Yeah. This after the controversial financier pleaded not guilty last week to sex trafficking charges in Manhattan federal court. In the case, Epstein allegedly sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home in New York, Palm Beach, and other locations like Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. The indictment also charges that Epstein paid some of his alleged victims to recruit more underage girls. Today, Epstein was denied bail in the case and is set to remain in jail pending the trial. Last week, this reporter documented a list of 6 major problems with Clinton's full statement on Epstein. Number 1, Clinton's statement claims a total of 4 trips on Epstein's private jet amid widespread reports of many more trips. One portion of Clinton's statement via his spokesperson reads, in 2002 and 2003, President Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane, 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, 2 to Africa, which included stops in connection with the work of the Clinton Foundation. Because remember, Jeffrey Epstein claims that he co-founded that foundation, and I don't disbelieve him, to tell you the truth, because he is all up in there like a dirty shirt. And we know that basically the Clinton Foundation was just a front for child trafficking and money laundering, as many of the charities are. That's why you have to be doubly sure of who you are donating to and what that money is going towards. You can't believe what they say on the surface, because there's a lot of organizations and there's a lot of politicians that use their organizations, like remember the John McCain Foundation, and there's a Barack Obama Foundation. I'm not sure if it's called that, but yeah, they do that for money laundering reasons mainly, and other reasons. All right. The statement failed to mention documentation reportedly evidencing many more trips with Epstein on the financier's airplane jet. Fox News reportedly reported flight records show that from 2001 to 2003, Clinton took at least 26 trips abroad. Epstein's jet, dubbed the Lolita Express. Newsweek reported on a previous Gawker story exposing flight logs showing numerous private airplane trips that Clinton allegedly took with Epstein. One flight reportedly included a softcore porn actress, while other trips were allegedly shared with women listed on flight manifests without their full names. Yeah. Now let's skip down here. Number 2, Clinton's statement leaves out that the former president was reportedly on the airplane with Epstein himself. Yes, he was. And let's just read the main parts here. Clinton's statement claims that his Secret Service detail was present on every leg of the trip with Epstein, yet numerous reports allege that Clinton ditched his assigned Secret Service agents on some flights. Now, why would a person want to ditch their Secret Service agent? I mean, they're there for their safety, right? Yeah. And Clinton's statement does not mention that some of the trips reportedly encompassed multiple legs with several other possible flights. Yeah. Clinton denies traveling to Epstein's so-called orgy island. One Epstein accuser disputes that claim. Well, we've got pictures of him there, so I think that's just about all, all the disputing that needs to happen. He's there. We've got his picture there. Unbelievable. And he's on the flight manifest. Why would somebody write in William Clinton on the flight manifest for trips to Little St. James if he didn't in fact go? Clinton has a long history of credibility issues regarding claims about his mistreatment of women. You think? Yeah, he's not the most truthful man in history. Yeah, he's not even close. So there you go. There's that, and there's more. No, there is. And let's go get it. Okay, now this comes from, and she is a listener, and she's also on Twitter under T Rose Dreams, and good person to follow. She has some very interesting things and stays on top of things. So let's take a look at this. Now, she supplied me with this in response to what I said, I think in the last video, about how many excuses has she come up with? Like, I've lost track. Well, this is the complete and ever-expanding list of Hillary excuses for election lost. Are you ready? I know you are. Okay. 1. Former FBI Director James Comey. As I explain in my book, the Comey letter, which was, now we know, partly based on a false memo from the Russians. It was a classic piece of Russian disinformation, compromat, they call it. So for whatever reason, and I speculate, but I can't look inside the guy's mind, he dumps that on me on October 28th, and I immediately start falling, said Hillary. She later added, remember, Comey was more than happy to talk about my emails, but he wouldn't talk about the investigation of the Russians. So that's first excuse. Let's come down to number 2. Sexism. Yeah. Men got paid for the speeches they made, and I got paid for the speeches I made. It was used, I thought it was unfairly used and all of that, but it was part of the background music, whined Hillary. She also said, I never said I was a perfect candidate, and I certainly never said I ran a perfect campaign, but I don't know who is or did, and at some point it bleeds into misogyny. Oh. Okay. So the fact that she didn't run a perfect campaign and she wasn't the perfect candidate, that bleeds into misogyny? How so, Hillary? Tell us. We'd all love to know. Really? Yeah. That's funny. She's quite the comedian. The electoral system. I beat them both, Hillary told New York Magazine, speaking of her irreverent popular vote win against Trump and her primary win by superdelegates to Bernie Sanders. She beat them both, but yet she's not president. Yay. WikiLeaks. Excuse number 4. New York Magazine reports Clinton says she thinks she underestimated WikiLeaks and the impact that had because I thought it was so silly. Those hacked emails dripped out over weeks, said Clinton, that were innocuous, boring, inconsequential. Oh, really? And each one was played like it was some breathless flash. And so you got Trump in the last month of the campaign talking about WikiLeaks something like 164 times. Yeah, that's why you lost, Hillary. Yeah, WikiLeaks. And you know, misogyny and the electoral system. Those are the reasons you lost. And minions. Yeah, here comes another one, number 5. Number 5 now. Keep track. 5. That's right. Clinton says she thinks she underestimated WikiLeaks and the impact that had, because I thought, well, wait a minute, isn't that what we just read? Oh no, it's similar, but it's not the same. Those hacked emails dripped out over weeks, says Clinton, were innocuous, boring, inconsequential, reported New York Magazine, and each one was played like it was some breathless flash. And so you got Trump in the last month of the campaign talking about WikiLeaks something like 164 times. You've got all his minions out there. Oh, it's all his minions. Yeah, out there. You've got the right-wing media just blowing it up. You got Google searches off the chart. Wait a minute. Google searches off the chart. Yeah, Google was in, you know, you couldn't even win a rigged election, even with Google being your #1 donor and fixing the algorithms to benefit you, Hillary. You, that's right. And yet you still couldn't pull it off. But it's all the right-wing media. Yeah, not to mention the fact that she had the whole mainstream media in her pocket, and the right-wing media that was, and the alternate media, alt media, was definitely for Trump, but it was throttled by the search engines, by Twitter, by Facebook, all big tech. Right-wing media, it's their fault. They have a mission, said Hillary, of white right-wing media. They use the rights given to them under the First Amendment to advocate a set of policies that are in their interests, their commercial, corporate, religious interests. Well, what does she do? If that isn't calling the pot calling the kettle black, because the advocacy media occupies the right and the center needs to be focused on providing as accurate information as possible, not both sidesism and not false equivalency. She is out there. Out there. This probably has something to do with her diet, if you know what I mean. Yes, Democratic National Committee. Oh, it's their fault. It's their fault. Yeah. I had to inject money into it, the DNC, to keep it going, she said. Yeah. Oh, it's the Democratic Party's fault. Now, let me just do a comparison for you. I set up my campaign and we have our own data operation. I get the nomination. So now the nominees of the Democratic Party. So I'm now the nominee of the Democratic Party. Nothing to be proud of. I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party, cried the former Secretary of State. I mean, it was bankrupt. It was on the verge of insolvency. Its data was mediocre to poor, non-existent, wrong. I had to inject money into it. How many excuses can she come up with? It's endless. It's endless, but let's just read a few more just for our own amusement, because it does amuse me. Because you know what? I woke up this morning and Donald Trump was still president. Yes, he was. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, self, it's going to be a good day. A good day. Yeah. She woke up this morning and she looked in the mirror and she said, self, you're still not president and you never will be. And that made us all so happy. And the people rejoiced. 1,000 Russian agents now. It's their fault. If you look at Facebook, the vast majority of the news items posted were fake. They were connected to, as we know, the 1,000 Russian agents who were involved in delivering those messages, she said. Oh, the ubiquitous Russian agents. They're everywhere. Be careful. Vladimir Putin. It's Putin's fault now. Tootin' Putin. I don't know what that. I don't even know where that came from. I don't know if he well, everybody does, I guess. Putin wants to bring us down, she said, and he is old KGB agent. I had obviously run-ins with him because that in large measure prompted his animus towards me and his desire to help Trump. Putin's fault. Along with the 1,000 Russian agents, the Democratic Party, misogyny, and right-wing media. Yeah, it's all their fault. Oh, and Donald Trump. Don't forget Donald Trump. It's all his fault. How dare he run such a good campaign? How dare he? When Hillary was asked if she believed Trump was colluding with the Russians, she said, yes, I'm leaning Trump. I think it's pretty hard not to. I'm leaning Trump. I think it's okay. Well, there you go. Republican enabled voter suppression. Oh, the Republicans suppressed votes. Right. You had effective suppression of votes. Those of us who can remember the Voting Rights Act, the expansion of the franchise, and then I was in the Senate where we voted 98-0 under a Republican president, George W. Bush, to extend the Voting Rights Act, said Hillary. And the Supreme Court said, oh, we don't need it anymore, throw it out. And Republican governors and legislators began doing everything they could to suppress the vote. Yeah, right. That's why all the dead people vote Democrat. And all the illegal aliens vote Democrat. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Citizens United. You had Citizens United come to its full fruition. So unaccountable money flowing in against me, against other Democrats in a way that we hadn't seen. And then attached to this weaponized information war, complained the failed candidate, Facebook. And there have been some studies done since the election that if you look, let's pick Facebook. If you look at Facebook, the vast majority of the news items posted were fake. That's why she lost. Yeah, Facebook and Citizens United, and sounds like fireworks or something going off out there. Millions of Twitter bots, the infamous Twitter bots. Let's just go down the list here because we don't have time to go through all these. Steve Bannon, it's his fault. Netflix, yes. Says, yes, Hillary even blamed Netflix. Go to Netflix, say you want to see a political documentary. 8 of the top 10, last time I checked a few weeks ago, were screeds against President Obama or me or both of us. Oh, no. Well, perhaps if you'd done your job, there wouldn't be so many screeds against you. And the alt-right media like InfoWars, it's all InfoWars' fault. Bernie Sanders, oh yeah, Bernie Sanders' fault. To what extent do you assign blame to Bernie Sanders, to media for focusing on emails? Christoph started to ask. How much time do we have? Clinton laughed after checking her watch. Everybody hates a sore loser, really. You know, people that lose gracefully are, you know, they may lose, but they still gain people's respect because they've lost gracefully. She is the very definition of a sore loser. Oh, and it's suburban women's fault. And it's the fault of racism and xenophobia or phobia. I don't know where I get this stuff. I'm thinking it right in my mind and it comes out like something else. Anti-American forces, it's their fault. Bad polling, guided by Americans and guided by people who had polling and data information, Hillary said. Yeah. It is either thundering and lightning out or there are fireworks. Low information voters, content farms in Macedonia. Yeah, that was it. That's it right there. The content farms in Macedonia. Fake news, colluding Trump campaign officials. Stupid Americans who can't tell the difference between real and fake news. It's the stupid Americans. That's it. The broad assumption I was going to win. Yeah, that was a broad assumption. Guccifer. you know, basically the group running this was the GRU, which is the military intelligence arm of the Russian military, and they have very sophisticated cyber operation in bed with WikiLeaks, in bed with Guccifer, in bed with DC Leaks, said Hillary. Oh, and DC Leaks, yeah, it's their fault. And data from the Republican National Committee, it's their fault. Technology's to blame. The FBI, the GRU. It's endless. Deplorables. Team Hillary was too honest. Yeah, Hillary, that's it. You were just too honest. Please. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's, you know, our little laugh for tonight, because, you know, it makes me happy just to think of how many excuses she has and how many reasons she lost. She's just a bad candidate nobody wanted. That is the long and the short of it. And I think we all know that. We don't want, why would anybody want Hillary Clinton in? Really? I don't know. Okay, now let's go here, shall we? Okay. Now, this is a Nexium thread. Well, actually, hang on here. Maybe I've covered this before. I did cover it before. Never mind. We'll go on to something else. There's always something else. How about this by Lionel Media? I thought this was hysterical. Ilhan Omar might consider relocating to Philly. You know, the city of brotherly love. Mic drop. Yeah, you know, because she married her brother, city of brotherly love. Yeah, she might fit in there. I don't know. I doubt it, though. I know where she'd fit in, but I can't say it. Because I think you could probably guess, though. Here, I'll write it right here. Yeah, right here. There. That's where she belongs. She most certainly doesn't belong in a country that she hates and is trying to undermine. Okay, Representative Jim Jordan. Democrats are outraged about cages at border detention facilities, but guess who built every single one? President Obama. Enough of the politics. Let's secure the border and fix the problem. I agree. All this, it's just all political, and, you know, the Democrats, we know before, they were all for, we've heard their own voices saying, you know, oh yeah, I'm all for border security and this, and we have to look at this, and, you know, if people come here illegally, they have to be sent back, and whatever. But it's all political, and, you know, it has to stop. I don't see it stopping, though. I just don't, unless the Republicans win a majority, you know, and take back the House. I don't know. All right, let's look at this. I can't remember what this is, but that's never stopped me before. Oh yes. Let's look at this and listen to it.
Media and the Department of Justice have continually ignored strong evidence supporting the fact that Ilhan Omar may be directly involved in tax, marriage, and immigration fraud.
In 2002, Omar married Ahmed Hirsi in a religious ceremony. Hirsi is the father of Omar's 3 children, and is pictured often with Omar and their children on their campaign website.
In 2016, Minnesota journalist Scott Johnson received a tip about a post from a Somali community website containing marriage certificates alleging Omar married her brother, Elmi, in February 2009, in order for him to immigrate to the U.S. legally, despite the facts she'd been married to the father of her children, Hirsi, over a decade.
Well, so that's
This
interesting.
clearly proved that any such second marriage might be bigamous under Minnesota law.
Later in August 2016, further investigations into legal documents and filings in Minnesota by journalist Priya Samsundar uncovered evidence supporting the allegation that Ilhan Omar married her brother, Ahmed Nursaid Elmi, in 2009.
The 2009 marriage license to Elmi lists the same address as one filed for a Minnesota business 3 months later in May 2009 for One-to-One Cafe by Hersey, the father of Omar's 3 children.
That means Ilhan Omar was living with both her real husband Hersey while still married to her brother Elmi.
High school record evidence also support the claim that Elmi is indeed her brother and graduated
Looks just like her.
in 2003 from Arlington Senior High School in St. Paul, Minnesota, with enrollment records that state he was born April 4th, 1985, the same birth date listed on Omar's 2009 marriage certificate to Elmi.
So that's quite fascinating, don't you think? And of course, I've heard this before, but it's been put together in very, very nicely with and very concisely all the information. So that's good. And I'm sorry about that. I was trying to sneak a look at the weather to see if it was storming out, and a video started. So anyway, because I keep hearing booming, but I'm thinking that it's fireworks. They're having something in town tonight. I don't know, it's a festival or something. It's way too hot for me to be out there. All right, so let's go back now, because we can. And we're going to get into some other interesting things. Let me close this down so that I can get a little bit more juice here. All righty. Let's go here. Now, we're going to look at this first, and then we're going to go on to this meme here. Well, it's not really a meme, it's an infographic. And this is interesting. Oh, look at that. Weather alert. There are 32 areas under alert, but I don't know. This is that would be in the States. I'm not sure where that is, but I know it's very, very active weather-wise. But this is very odd. I saw this morning. Governor Evers declares state of emergency, authorizes National Guard help following downtown fires. And this is in Madison, Wisconsin. And apparently, well, let's just read here. Madison, Wisconsin. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has declared a state of emergency for the city of Madison and Dane County following fires at 2 electrical substations. This seems to be happening a lot. Power outages, fires. I don't know what's going on, if somebody's hacking into the system or it's because of the extremely hot weather and systems are overloaded. I don't know. I don't know enough about all of that to make an educated guess on what is happening, but something's definitely happening. An executive order issued by Evers saying the declaration was issued to provide support during the large power outage that is exacerbated by the extreme heat wave affecting the area. And that's about it. It says earlier Friday, Evers ordered all non-essential state employees to go home after many state office buildings lost power. We are grateful that no one has been injured as a result of the explosion and fires this morning, Evers said in a statement. Evers said he has directed all state agencies to provide assistance and has authorized the National Guard to assist local authorities if needed. Now, that's, to call a national emergency or a state of emergency and authorize the National Guard, that has to be a pretty large fire. Now, if any of you are listening in Madison, Wisconsin, could you update us in the comments below so we will know what is happening with this? I haven't seen anything, subsequently on this, but I do want to stay up to date on it because it just seems that there are way too many power outages happening, and I don't know why. Says power outages forced day shelter to close. People moved to cooling center amid dangerously high temps. So I don't know. And it says I'd never seen any fire like this before. Witnesses react to the fire at MG&E substation. I know that it spread quickly. And here it says authorities pulled from fire in Bristol has died. I wouldn't think that that is related to this because this is in Madison. But anyway, if you happen to be in Madison, Wisconsin, or anywhere near that, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what's happening to your city because we would like to know. All right, and we're going to come back and I'm sorry, I keep looking out the window because there are booms and all sorts of, and now just very strange noises out there. But I will try not to be distracted. Okay, now, Epstein's sex slave island. Now, let me preface this by saying, I don't know, this has been circulating on Twitter. I don't know how true this is. I don't know who it came from originally or how it was obtained, but I'm bringing it to you. I just want to, give that precaution. Don't be telling, people that this is the absolute fact because I don't know that it's a fact. If and when I can find out where it came from, then I can try to, I will come back and let you know, no, it's a fake, or yes, it's fact. I would assume that it's based on fact because of the people that have been retweeting it, but you can't always make that assumption. Epstein's sex slave island. Now, this is the temple that we see on the surface and the water here. Now, it says occult meeting areas are underneath. These are all the levels. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels, and this is a tram tunnel. So these are the PEDORAPE dungeons, and I would assume that these floors here, and these are the meeting areas, occult meeting areas. Now, what this is down here, I don't know, but it says black projects. Well, I think we all know what black projects are. Interesting, because Epstein has been accused of being one of the alphabet boys that starts with C and ends with A. Yes, so if they're doing black projects there, it would not surprise me in the least. So, also, something new here, they are claiming that there is a submarine bay. So people conceivably could be taken to the island and off of the island without being seen by submarine. Now that might be very important if you were trafficking children, which you would not want to be seen in a boat, that you would not want to be flying because you would have to add them to the manifest. That would be very important because they could arrive without anybody seeing them whatsoever. And, I don't believe that they leave the island, but I think that if they were to come in this way, I think they're staying, if you know what I mean. I think you do know what I mean. Now, look at this. This submarine bay is here, and it leads right down here. It leads to all these levels that can be accessed here, including the tram. And this is Tram Network Hub Storage Facility. And let's scroll down now because there's more. Now, apparently, down below, there's a tunnel to get there, apparently, or I don't know if it's a tunnel, if it's down, so maybe it's a stairway. And there is an ancient evil object of worship. Now, what that is, I don't know. It seems a little bit bizarre, but I don't know. Now, this I could buy, the black projects, I can totally buy that. I can buy that there's an underground tram. I really can, because remember, we're not dealing with you or I. If your house, you couldn't afford to put a tram underground and all that, but we're talking about a billionaire that has access to a lot of money from the rich and famous around the world, and really nothing is beyond his grasp. So yeah, Submarine Bay, it makes sense to me, because otherwise how would these trafficked children get to the island? You're not going to want to put them in the boat, because what if they're stopped? What if the boat is stopped by somebody or something, or somebody sees them or snaps a picture? Then you've got lots of splaining to do. So that makes sense to me totally. And again, I don't know how accurate this is, but it sure makes sense to me. And yeah, who knows what's going on? We do know here what's going on, RAPE, and who knows, we did see, remember all the channels that Ray Chandler had on her Instagram? We have seen some of those channels, and we have seen very nefarious things taking place, including a strange choice of cuisine. So who knows? I do know that there are tunnels under there, because Q has told us, and I happen to believe it. It makes total sense. Oh, the new cat is a little bit crazy at times. All right, let me go on here, because we've got lots to get to. All right, now I can't remember what this is now, but I know it's recent. Yes, okay. Let's look at this. It is a United States patent. Yes, it is. Now, let's look at what this patent is for, and who holds this patent. All right, it is for moderating content in an online forum. Abstract. Users of social networking system are provided with user interface elements permitting the user to post comments on pages within the social networking system. Pages may be provided for any non-user entity, including, for example, pages for businesses, products, concepts, embodiments, providing herein permit page moderators to ban certain content from being displayed on a page. For example, the social networking system may receive a list of proscribed content and block comments containing the proscribed content by reducing the distribution of those comments to other viewing users. However, the social networking system may display the blocked content to commenting users, such as the commenting user is not made aware that his or her comment was blocked, thereby providing fewer incentives to the commenting user to spam the page or attempt to circumvent the social networking system filters. That's a patent on social media censorship, which is not what they're calling it, but that's what it is. And who are the inventors? Jeffrey Andrew Cantor, San Francisco, California; Mitu Singh, San Carlos, California; and Daniel Gregory Muriello, Palo Alto, California; and Facebook Inc. So that is the applicant. The applicant is Facebook Inc., Menlo Park, California. Assignee, Facebook Inc., Menlo Park, California. Family ID, application number, filed February 18th, 2015. So if anyone is calling you crazy because you say that social media is being censored, well, you can just point to this patent, United States patent. And yeah, does it have a patent number? It has an application number and a family ID. I'm just seeing if there is, document identifier is US 2015-0163-184A1 for any of you researchers out there. Publication date, June 11th, 2015. Filing date, November 30th, 2011. patent number is 8977685. Well, how do you like that? You know, aren't they denying that they do that? Yeah, then why did they apply for a patent? I'd like to know, wouldn't you? I sure would like to know. So there you go. And yeah, and it says, oh, and here are the claims. What is claimed is, okay, a method of compromising receiving a comment from a posting user of a social networking system. The comment posted on a page within the social networking system determining by a processor that the comment includes proscribed content and responsive to the determination identifying users of the social network system who are connected to the posting user, blah, 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 blah. But this is, okay, the proscribed content is at least one of profanity, offensive content, insensitive contact, derogatory comment, and racial slurs. Sound familiar? Of course, they get to determine what that is. Proscribed content is stored as a tree data structure where each letter of a proscribed word is a key, so that will be censored. A processor that the comment included proscribed content further compromises searching each word in a tree database and starting a search for proscribed content at each character. So yeah, it goes through all of what this means and how they're determining what to block and what to allow through. So this is very interesting. Maybe I will, actually, I think I was going to say I'm going to leave a link to this, but I really can't because I know that YouTube will censor me for that. So, but I did give you the patent number, so you can look that up. The patent number is, once again, 878977685. So there you go. There it is in black and white. Yeah, they applied for a patent so they could censor us. Yes, they did. Let's go back now and let's look at this. And it says, QAnon, tomorrow is the 19th, which is today, same date as Rachel Chandler's post with 16 rooms of horror worth remembering. Reflection on watch is POTUS. And the watch is for 449. So we don't know entirely what that means yet. I think that Doc Rock 1007 surmised that it could be something to do with Rachel Chandler's post because it was the one year anniversary of when she posted that. I don't know. I haven't seen anything come out regarding that, so I don't know. I don't assume. I assume that it's not to do with that. All right, now let's look at this. This is by an anon from the Chans, and it says, this is very interesting because, of course, we're talking about Godfather 3 because Q has brought it up on numerous occasions, actually, not just one, but he's brought it up recently. And this says Godfather 3. One of the subplots of the film Godfather 3 was the 1978 murder of Pope John Paul I and the papal banking scandal of 1981 to 1982. This financial scandal in real life brought together Chicago political corruption, the infiltration of the church by Freemasonry, the infiltration of the church by homosexual clergymen, the Rothschilds, and even the CIA. When John Paul I became aware of all this via a dossier, he was murdered by a cardinal of the church, a wicked Freemason, in order to keep the Pope from acting on it. It seems this scandal may be one of the things that will soon move from darkness to light. Pope Francis knows all this and is one of a long line of cover-up artists, including those who worked to elect him. Godfather 3, indeed. So he is hypothesizing that the subplot in Godfather 3 is happening in real life. So I don't know. it's completely possible, very possible, more than possible. How probable it is, I don't know, but it's a good theory, very, very good theory. All right, and let's look at this. Texas teen spits into Arizona iced tea bottle and puts it back on shelf, gets charged with felony. Like I've said before, this is viral now. People licking ice cream, putting it back on the shelf, people spitting into things, putting it back on the shelf. Please be sure that if you are buying anything from a store, a grocery store, a convenience store, what have you, that if it's something that's consumable, including aspirins, whatever, Tylenol, whatever, if it's something that's consumable, please make sure that it's sealed before you buy it. Really, it has come to that. It really has, because there are very sick people. Says, did he learn nothing from the ice cream lick gate of early July? A teen in Texas was arrested earlier this week after allegedly spitting into an Arizona iced tea bottle at an Albertsons Market in Odessa and then putting it back on the shelf. Police say the 15-year-old had also admitted as much to an employee after he was spotted on surveillance video. He told cops he thought the drink was gross after taking a sip, which is why he put it back. Yeah, that makes sense. Not. The minor was charged with tampering with a consumer product, which is considered a felony of the second degree unless a person suffers serious bodily harm, in which event it is a felony of the first degree, according to Texas statutes. He was transferred to a juvenile detention center in Odessa. I don't know what it is and why the kids seem to think that this is such a cool thing to do. Adulterating another person's food or drink, I don't know. That's not funny to me in the least, but that's what's happening. And the sad thing is, these kids are taking pictures of themselves doing it. It's like not real smart. Okay, now news of the team's tea befouling antics followed reports of another juvenile in Texas licking the contents of a Bluebell ice cream container and then placing it back in the freezer at a Walmart in Lufkin, Texas. She was later identified, police confirmed. A viral video showing the Lufkin incident reportedly inspired a copycat case in Louisiana, during which a man was filmed licking an ice cream container and putting it back. However, the Louisiana man claimed he only did it for the video and produced a receipt showing he actually purchased the ice cream. How stupid, really. As a content producer on YouTube, I cannot imagine doing something so stupid and then buying it. And just putting it out there so people thought that I did that in real life and left it there, because it's encouraging others to do stupid things. So this person is not a responsible adult by any stretch of the imagination. Just not. He was charged with criminal mischief and unlawful posting of criminal activity. Good. I'm glad that they are throwing the book at these people, because it's just disgusting, because you don't know what they have. You don't know, ugh. Nasty. Or as they say down south, that's nasty. It's nasty. All right. Let's go back now, because there's more. Yes, there is. All right, there's lots more, actually. There's lots more than we will get to. But let's come down here. It says, this was brought to my attention by a Todd M. Smith. Here's a Canadian connection. Wheels Up partnered up with Sky Service Canada. Oh, and did you know Seagram's is sole distributor of Tequila Avion, and look who also operates where the tequila is produced. Big and 3 a.m. deliveries to a Bronfman Spa, Brighton. Yeah, that was that was my whole, that was from me, because I'm the one that broke that, that there were these deliveries going in the morning to a so-called spa, which didn't operate as a spa, in Brighton. Very interesting place. I wish I had a drone so that I could take footage and put it over that area, which has been sold. But the new group is a little suspicious as well. So I don't know. Maybe not, but I don't know. So I really would like to look further into that, and I do wish I had a drone, but I don't. So I can't right now. All right. Now, let me see here. Oh, yes, this must be. I have to show you this, guys. I have to. There's just so much. Yeah, former Trump campaign staffer claims he forcibly kissed her. Then Trump's lawyer releases the video. Now, I wanted to show you this because, boy, I had a good time with this because, you know, there's all these people that accuse Trump of different things, which we know probably, most probably, 99.9% chance it never happened. Well, this former Trump campaign staffer is claiming he forcibly kissed her, but there was a video. Yes, a video. So let's look at this, shall we? Of course we shall. Now, okay, as the legendary sports commentator Warner Wolf used to say, let's go to the videotape. Alva Johnson, a former campaign staffer when Donald Trump was running for president in 2016, claims that she was the victim of an unwanted and forcible kiss from Trump before a rally in Tampa. Johnson says Trump moved close enough that she could feel his breath on her skin when she suddenly realized Trump was trying to kiss her on the mouth. According to previous court filings, Business Insider reported Johnson said that she attempted to avoid this by turning her head to the right and that Trump kissed her anyway on the corner of her mouth. She filed a lawsuit in February, but a judge threw it out last month. I think all these people are wanting money or fame or something. In the short video, Johnson tells Trump, I've left my family for 8 months for you. Trump clasps her shoulders and then appears to give her a Hollywood air kiss near her cheek. Thank you, he says. Then as he moves down the line, Johnson says, we're going to get you into the White House. I'll sleep in February. Now, let's just see what this video is. Let me see if I can make this bigger because I know that some of you are on your teeny phones. Teeny phone people. All right, let's take a look at this. Now you will see Trump approach her, and you just watch what happens. And he goes on down the... Now it's slowed down. He doesn't even make skin contact. She looks pretty happy. She's not pulling away. She's not... He's not leaning in close to her. Yeah, so what do you think of that? I like it. I like it a lot. And you can't stop me from liking it because so many times there's all these accusations and then nothing. You know, because the thing is they don't have, you know, they just keep floating around there like all the Stormy Daniels stuff, even though it's now pretty clear that never happened. She said herself she never slept with Trump. But that didn't stop her. She probably wanted money, just like this chick. What was this chick's game? I don't know. But she had one, that's for sure, because that didn't happen anything like she described. And she probably didn't think there was a video, so she thought she'd be believed. Yeah, he air kissed her, and there was never skin contact. What is inappropriate about that? Absolutely nothing. So there you go. Another accusation debunked, disproven. Now, time is, I know I'm probably around an hour now, and so I probably should wrap this up. And I think there's a lot, and there's always a lot, but I think I'm going to wrap it up. If you know, I'm not able to do 2 videos tonight, but I am going to try to do 2 tomorrow, because there is a lot of stuff and I do want to get it out to you. But tonight is just not the night. So I am going to let you go, and I will be back tomorrow, and I will be bringing you more gobsmacking news. Absolutely gobsmacking. So you guys stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and keep seeking truth, because deception bites. Good night.